As global music platforms released their year-end summaries in December 2025, one name continued to appear across charts, playlists, and analytical reports: Jungkook. Despite limited promotional activity during parts of the year, Jungkook once again ranked among the most streamed K-pop artists worldwide, according to aggregated year-end data from major platforms such as Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music. This achievement did not come from a sudden viral moment or a single late-year release. Instead, it reflected something far more significant and increasingly rare in the modern music industry: long-term streaming power in a landscape where trends shift weekly and attention spans shrink by the day. Jungkook's catalog demonstrated durability, consistency, and global replay value throughout all of 2025. This article examines how Jungkook maintained his streaming dominance, what songs drove his success, and why industry analysts now describe him as one of the most stable digital performers of his generation. Year-end streaming rankings differ fundamentally from weekly or monthly charts. Rather than measuring short bursts of attention, these rankings reflect sustained listener engagement over 12 months, repeated daily streams rather than one-time curiosity clicks, global reach across multiple regions, catalog longevity, not just new releases for artists. Ranking highly at year-end is often considered a stronger indicator of cultural relevance than debut week numbers. In Jungkook's case, his position among the most streamed K-pop artists of 2025 highlighted one crucial reality: his music did not fade after its initial release cycles. Throughout 2025, several Jungkook tracks continued to generate strong daily streams across platforms. Among the most consistently streamed were 7 Standing Next to You, Still With You, 3 selected tracks from the Golden album. These songs were not supported by active promotions during most of the year. Instead, they survived and thrived on organic listener demand. Music analysts noted that Jungkook's tracks frequently appeared in personal playlists, workout playlists, late night listening sessions, global pop playlists, year-end recap soundtracks. This level of integration into everyday listening habits is one of the strongest predictors of long-term streaming success. One of the defining characteristics of Jungkook's 2025 streaming performance was its geographic diversity. His listeners were not concentrated in one or two regions. Instead, data consistently showed strong activity across North America, Europe, Southeast Asia, Latin America, the Middle East, East Asia. This global spread meant that even during regional off-peak hours, Jungkook's music continued accumulating streams worldwide. Industry observers emphasized that this level of global balance protects artists from sudden drops caused by localized trend fatigue. In Jungkook's case, it ensured steady growth throughout the year. One of the most unusual aspects of Jungkook's streaming performance in 2025 was the absence of listener fatigue. Many artists experienced sharp declines after heavy exposure. Jungkook did not. Instead, his daily stream counts remained relatively stable across the year, indicating repeat listeners, long-term fan loyal to playlist-driven discovery. Among non-fans, music analysts attribute this to his song structure: clean melodies, emotionally accessible lyrics, balanced production, vocals that remain pleasant across repeated listens. This is the type of catalog behavior typically associated with veteran global pop acts, not artists still early in their solo careers. By the end of 2025, Jungkook was consistently grouped among the most streamed K-pop soloists of the year, the most streamed Korean artists, overall the most played Asian pop artists globally. What stood out was that Jungkook achieved this without a full year of active promotions. Industry commentary described this as a shift from idol success to global pop artist sustainability. In practical terms, this means Jungkook's music is no longer dependent on fandom-driven streaming alone. It now exists comfortably within the broader global pop ecosystem. Released earlier in his career, Golden continued to perform strongly throughout 2025. Rather than fading as newer releases entered the market, the album benefited from playlist placements, viral clips resurfacing on short-form platforms, renewed attention from year-end listening trends. Several tracks from Golden experienced noticeable streaming spikes during summer travel season, winter holiday playlists, late night listening hours. This pattern reinforced industry observations that Golden functions as a catalog album designed for long-term replay rather than short-term chart impact. Streaming analysts often distinguish between two types of success: Event-based streaming, driven by promotions, releases, or controversies. Habit-based streaming, driven by routine listening behavior. Jungkook's 2025 performance clearly fell into the second category. Listeners returned to his music during commutous workouts, emotional downtime, late night. Reflection, casual background listening. This habit-based consumption is considered the most valuable form of streaming in the modern industry. IT signals trust between artist and listener. Ironically, Jungkook's reduced public visibility during parts of 2025 may have strengthened his streaming performance. Without constant exposure, his music avoided overexposure fatigue. Listeners engaged more intentionally. Songs felt personal rather than promotional. Media analysts describe this phenomenon as controlled absence, a strategy increasingly used by top-tier global artists. Jungkook's catalog benefited from this balance. Music industry professionals responded to Jungkook's 2025 rankings with consistent observations. His audience base is no longer age-limited. His songs cross genre boundaries. His brand remains stable even without frequent releases. His streaming profile resembles Western pop headliners. Several analysts noted that Jungkook's data trajectory mirrors artists who maintain relevance across multiple career phases. This places him in a unique category among K-pop soloists, AS 2025 concluded. Industry forecasts pointed toward one clear conclusion: Jungkook is positioned for long-term dominance, not short-term spikes. His streaming stability suggests that future releases are likely to debut strongly. Older tracks will continue generating passive streams. Global listeners remain invested in his musical evolution rather than peaking early. Jungkook appears to be entering a phase of sustained artistic influence. One of the strongest indicators of Jungkook's success in 2025 was not just how much his music was streamed, but where it was streamed. Across multiple platforms, Jungkook maintained a visible and consistent presence. On Spotify, his tracks remained staples in global pop playlists, K-pop crossover playlists, mood-based and lifestyle playlists on YouTube Music. Jungkook's official music videos and audio tracks continued to attract steady daily views, even without new uploads. Meanwhile, on Apple Music, his catalog performed particularly well in curated editorial playlists across North America and Europe, signaling strong acceptance beyond traditional K-pop markets. Industry observers noted that artists who succeed across all major platforms, rather than dominating just one, are typically those with genuine cross-demographic appeal. Jungkook's 2025 data reflected exactly that point. One of the most revealing aspects of Jungkook's 2025 performance was the gradual increase in non-fandom listeners streaming. Data trends showed steady growth in casual listeners, high replay rates among users who do not actively follow K-pop news, frequent inclusion of Jungkook's songs in algorithm-generated playlists. This matters because non-fandom listeners do not stream for charts, do not coordinate listening events, represent genuine musical consumption. Analysts emphasize that Jungkook's expanding reach into this group marked a major transition in his career, from idol-centered popularity to mainstream global recognition.